The Lord is described in all scriptures as Leela Purushottam, or the personality of Godhead, who is by his own nature always engaged in transcendental pastimes. In the Vedanta Sutra, he is also described as Anandmayo-bhyasat. So, yesterday we discussed the meaning of this word Anandmayo-bhyasat. Anandmayo-bhyasat means if we break this word, then you will see Anandmayo means who is always who is always in the state of bliss. And bhyasat means that for knowing this, who is always in the state of bliss, Lord Krishna. And for knowing this, we need to do abhyas from our scriptures. We need to practice this hearing and reading of scriptures every single day for knowing the real identity, for knowing that how great our supreme personality Lord Krishna is. So this is the meaning of this word. But these impersonalists, what they say, that Anand Mayo Abhyasat means that Lord himself has to do lots of abhyas, lots of practices for experiencing bliss. So you will see these impersonalists, they will always turn the meaning, real meaning of scriptures. They always do this. Why? Because they want to prove their point. Always. Same you will see, they don't accept Bhagavad Gita. And what they say? They say that this Bhagavad Gita is not said by Lord Krishna. It is said by Shiv Baba, who is there in Lord Krishna. He has spoken this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna hasn't said. Or they will say that where is it written that Lord Krishna has said? In Bhagavad Gita, it is written Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. It's not written Shri Krishna Uvacha. So we will not accept this, that Krishna has given this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So they just always turn all the meanings. They just do these messy things only. They just turn the meaning of scriptures because they want to prove their point. And unfortunately, you will see there are millions and billions of followers of such foundations. How great illusion! People are just covered with ignorance, that they believe all these things blindly. Even though you will see they are also not satisfied from whatever knowledge they grab from them. It's just they have joined their foundations, so that's why they just accept it and they just follow it for few time only. They don't follow it heartedly. They just follow it for the sake of, yeah, we have joined this foundation, so let's just follow it. But it's not that they are experiencing any bliss or any kind of satisfaction by following all these things. Prabhuji once told this, that there was one man who was a Nirankarvadi, who was this impersonalist only. He was a great impersonalist. But he was not satisfied with his own whatever books he might have written. Why? Because he visited to Prabhuji and he took books of Srila Prabhupada ji. He took Chaitanya Charitamrita. He bought Chaitanya Charitamrita. So this shows that they are not satisfied with their books. That's why they have to come and they have to buy different books, different whatever scriptures and all. But you will see devotees are so much satisfied with Srila Prabhupada ji books. Is it not? We don't hamper. We don't want that we just go and we buy any other book. Let's just explore. Let's just see what other variations of Gita saying. We don't feel like doing all these things. Why? Because we are already satisfied with the content which we have. So this is just amazing. I was really observing this thing that earlier also I used to read so many books, novels and all, but I was not getting any taste in that. I was just reading it, honestly speaking. I was reading it because other people also people read novels and all. So I was just copying them. It's not like I was wanting to read it. But these scriptures, these are just amazing. We just want to read more and more. In fact, if not reading, we want to hear more and more. Now, we have become so much habitual of hearing uh, either kirtan or Krishna Katha that if we are doing any work, so we always want to hear something. Otherwise, it seems, oh, something is missing, something is missing. Let's just play some Katha and let's just hear while doing any our household work or whatever. It can be anything. We just want to hear something side by side. So this is really a nice habit. So yes, that variety is the mother of enjoyment is a well-known fact. Cities, for instance, are known to be attractive if they contain a variety of things. Living entities are naturally attracted by variety, by attractive streets, buildings, cinemas, parks, conveyances. Yes, you will see that we always need variety in everything. That can be anything. Either it is clothing, food, or whatever we see around us, you will see we always need variety. Just suppose what if in your room you will see there are so many colors in your room also. But what if your room was all whitish? Or that can be, let's say, any specific color. Your whole room, everything is of one specific color. Won't you get bored? We always need variety in everything. Businesses, employments, foodstuffs, etc. So we always need variety in everything. This is natural. We are attractive. We always get attracted to variety. Even in our devotional services also, it's not like that, yeah, chanting is very much important, but it's not like we will only chant whole day, chanting, chanting, chanting. We can't do it. Anyone can do it for one day. At least if I talk about myself, I can do it hardly for one day. I'll chant whole day, but it's not like I can do it every single day. So in our devotional services also, you will see there are many services. We chant holy names, we cook for Krishna, deity worship, Shravanam, Kirtanam. So there are many services. So in our devotional services also, there is variety. So this is natural that we are we are naturally attracted by variety. Despite all this variety, the English poet Cowper once said, "The city is made by men." Just a sec. Yes, the city is made by men, but the country is made by God. Is it true? That city is made by men, but who has given intelligence to that man to make that city? Or that can be any particular product also. Who gave intelligence to do such things? The countryside is also full of natural variety. varietedness in a crude form, whereas in the city, this varietedness is displayed in a modernized scientific manner. Have you ever seen a village scene? Like real village. You will see the natural area of village. It seems very beautiful. It is so much attracted, the natural beauty. So in that also you will see a natural varietedness is there. Whereas in the city, it is displayed in modernized scientific manner. Poets like Cowper are attracted to the varietedness of the country, and the prosaic people who live in the city are attracted by the colorful variety manufactured by men. In any case, it is varietedness which attracts people both to the country and the city. This is the proper explanation of the verse of the Vedant Sutra. Now, why Prabhupada ji is telling this thing? Let's understand. Let's just read. We'll come to know soon. Many so called Swamis who are so frequently attracted by the cities often seek a kind of pleasure in society and feminine relationship, friendship. Generally, they are not attracted by the natural beauty of the woods, although they may assume the dress of a man who is meant to live in the woods. So you will see Prabhupada ji is telling here that so-called Swamis, who are so-called Swamis, we discussed this thing, that who take, who wear dress of Babajis, they just pretend like we are Swami. But they are actually interested in the pleasure in society and feminine friendship. They are actually interested in these things. And this is really very true. You will see there are so many so-called Swamis. I myself have seen this in our colony. A group of Swamis came. They wore red clothes. And they were playing harmonium. They were singing Radhe Radhe, something like that. And later I saw that Babaji was fagging cigarette. I saw this with my open eyes and I was just shocked. And you will see people are so much foolish that even they see all these things, but then also they don't think that this is really not the behavior of a holy man. How can a Swami behave like this? He's fagging a cigarette, he's playing harmonium, he's singing Radhe Radhe, and after a couple of minutes, he is just fagging cigarette, or he's asking for tea. That you give us some bribe, you just go and make tea for us. So see the foolishness of people. So yes, these are so-called Swamis who are interested in these things, but they are not attracted by the natural beauty of the woods. Means they are not attracted by any, how real Swamis are. How a real holy man behaves. He need a peaceful place where he can do his devotional services nicely. But these so-called Swamis are just opposite of that. Although they may assume the dress of a man who is meant to live in the woods, but they are actually not interested. Woods means they are, you might have seen huts, kutia, which we say in Hindi. So they are actually not interested in all those things, in simple living, but they are actually attracted towards these friendships and all. And you won't believe, these sannyasis, they also keep wives with them. So sometimes it may seem that Prabhupada ji is, complaining or stuff like that, but it's not like that. It is very much important to know these things, so that if anyone will come and if he will try to preach us, so we may not get distracted. Because you will see possibilities there. Today Prabhuji was telling this thing, that there was one devotee. He used to chant holy names of Lord. He was doing his devotional services nicely. But once he met an astrologer, and that astrologer preached him that you should stop this Hare Krishna Mahamantra chanting. This is not good for you, or you should just stop reading Bhagavad Gita. People do preach like this. So that's why Prabhupada ji is telling all these things here, so that we may be aware of these things. We may become conscious that if anyone will come to us and if he will try to preach us like this, so we may not get distracted. So it's not like Prabhupada ji is complaining here. Such swamis are seeking varieties of enjoyment in matter, because they have no information of the varietedness of spiritual life. One, where were we? Yes. On the other hand, they enjoy varietedness in matter, and on the other hand, they deny spiritual varietedness. Let me just arrange this. On the other hand, they enjoy varietedness in matter, and on the other hand, they deny spiritual varietedness to the absolute, because they are pledged to the theory of monism and impersonalism. They deny that whatever pertains to matter can pertain also to spirit. According to them, spirit is the denial of matter. The fact is, however, that spirit is not a negation of matter, but matter is a perverted reflection of spirit. Let's understand this point. This is very much important. See, what is the theory, what is the philosophy of these impersonalists? They think that God is formless. They basically think that anything, they know that, yeah, God is eternal, everything is infinite in spiritual world, etc., etc. They know these things. So what they think, that if God is eternal and everything is infinite, eternal in spiritual world, it means it is formless. They are very much aware about this thing, that yeah, we are soul and there is supreme soul, but their philosophy is, their theory is that God is formless and we are also formless. We have no form, and God is also formless. And in spiritual world is basically the it is perverted from material world. Means you will see everything, whatever you see here, there is form of everything. The laptop you see, or whatever things around you, you can see it has a form. But now they think that God is formless, we are also formless, soul is also formless, so in spiritual world also there is nothing. And that's why they think that this material world is for sense gratification only. They think like this. And basically, see what Prabhupada ji is telling there. According to them, spirit is the denial of matter. Means matter has form. Matter means this body and whatever material things we see, that is dead matter only, that has form. But spirit is formless. So that's why this line, spirit is the denial of matter. The fact is, however, that spirit is not a negation of matter. But actually, what is reality? That spirit means our soul. It is not formless. It also has a form. We discussed this thing that the size of our soul is the tip of the end of the hair, the tip of the hair, and of that part also the size is 1 by 10,000. That is the size of our soul. But what they think, that anything which is unlimited, infinite. So see, very simple. Anything which is limited, we can see around us. It has a limited form. But anything which is unlimited, which is infinite, they think that we can't see infinite things. It is impossible to perceive, to see infinite things. So that's why it is formless. I hope it is clear now that we can easily see limited things around us. Whatever we see, it has a form and it has a limited size. It's not like it is infinite. So same way, they think that our spiritual soul, we can't see our spiritual soul. The same thing one man told me, that old man only, my neighbor, he told me that God is formless because it cannot be seen. We can't see God. So that's why he's formless. So they think like this, that whatever which is infinite, it is impossible to see infinite, whatever which is infinite. So that's why it is formless. So let me just read this para again. Because they are pledged to the theory of monism and impersonalism, they deny that whatever pertains to matter can pertain also to spirit. According to them, spirit is the denial of matter. The fact is, however, that spirit is not a negation of matter, but matter is a perverted reflection of spirit. See, if from one point, if we see that, from one point, if we see that this is true, that this material world is the reflection of the spiritual world. This is true. Why? Because everything which we see around us, it is for specific period of time. It will destroy. Everything is perishable here. It is not for always. It is temporary. But in spiritual world, everything is permanent. It is for always. It is for eternal time. From one point, it is true. But their philosophy is that in spiritual world, everything is formless. There is no form. So see how difficult it is. I mean, Prabhupada ji told these things of variety and stuff. So if they assume that everything is formless, there is no form of everything, so will not living entity get bored? If like in spiritual world everything is formless, you will not see anything around you, will you not get frustrated? Like even right now also we need variety. In food also, you will see we can't eat anything, any one particular dish every single day. Even if it is your favorite dish, but you can't eat it every single day, you will get bored. Is it not? But you will see that they think that in spiritual world everything is formless, and there is no variety or something like that. So even I don't know how they can follow these things. In fact, for me it will be very torturing. I can't tolerate these things. We are, and we are reading these things for the sake of understanding only, we are not following these. But then also while listening, or while listening also, I'm just feeling very, what to say, I can't just tolerate these things, I can't follow these things. But you see here, we follow all the devotional services. We do DT darshan of Lord Krishna. How mesmerizing Krishna looks every single day. In morning program, you will see beautiful darshan of Lord Krishna. Every single day, Krishna looks so mesmerizing. But on the other hand, they just think that God is formless. It is very foolishness, actually. All right, moving forward. The real pleasure of variety exists in spirit without deluding relativity. On the other hand, inert matter in association with dynamic spirit manifests a false representation or perverted reflection of that very spiritual varietedness, which is so adamantly denied by the monist class of so called Swamis. So, their philosophy is this only. These impersonalists, they just think these things only, that yeah, God is formless. And if they say that God is formless, we are also formless, so they just think that in spiritual world we will not be able to gratify our senses. So that's why these swamis, they just wear such clothes and stuff, and they are actually, you will see, they are even worse than that normal man, that normal materialistic man, who is really, who is actually, in fact, he is not artificially showing that yeah, I am a swami or I am a baba. No, he's not artificially showing that I am a holy man. He is following everything that yeah, I'm so much materialistic, what to do, I'm so helpless, I can't follow these devotional services and all, I'm helpless. But those swamis who artificially try to show that we are so nice, we are holy men, they are worst from those materialistic people. On this one, Mataji said, it's been 2 to 3 days since she said this thing in Prabhuji's class, that impersonalist, these Nirankarvadis, they are better than an atheist. Why? Because they are actually, in some sense, they are at least worshipping God. They are at least meditating on God. So they are better than atheist. But this is not true. Why? Because if anyone who is an atheist, so at least we are aware of this thing, that yeah, he's an atheist and he does not believe on God. But anyone who is an impersonalist, he has actually wore a dress, he has covered himself and he is artificially showing off that yes, I am also a spiritual man, I also follow spiritual activities, but in reality he is worse than a theist. Prabhuji explained this with an example, that suppose there is a thief who directly come in your house to rob your house. So you can easily identify that yeah, he's a thief. Let's just call to policeman and let's just take that police, just take him, let just send him to a jail, to the jail. But there is another man who has came to your home, and he looks very nice, like very loyal person, and he has covered himself with a dress. Prabhuji told he has wore burqa. You might have heard this, burqa. Muslim girls wear this. So he has wore that, and inside that dress, he has hidden a gun. So now you only tell who is worst, that thief or that man in burqa dress. So that thief is actually an atheist who is not artificially pretending to be a loyal man or something like that. But that impersonalist, that Nirankarvadi, is that burkha man, that man in burkha dress, who is showing off that I'm so nice, this, that. But actually, he is more dangerous, because even any nice man, he can also bewildered, he can also get bewildered by such things. So yes, this is very much important to understand that these impersonalists are really not nice, man. All right, we'll be continuing this discussion in our next class. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.